Having been thrashed 3-0 on their last overseas tour to Pakistan, you might have thought the West Indies would have taken great care with their build-up to a 5-test series in South Africa. Yet for some time there was considerable doubt whether the tour would go ahead at all. A pay dispute forced a series of hastily convened meetings at Heathrow Airport between the players and the board. And although an agreement was finally reached, the first test at Johannesburg was upon the West Indies before Brian Lara's men had a chance to take guard, so to speak. The eagerly anticipated confrontation between Clayton Lambert and Philo Wallace at the top of the order and South Africa's Donald and Pollock proved an anticlimax, both batsmen departing within 6 overs of the start.
The first defensive shot that Philo Wallace has played, and the stump flies out of the ground. West Indies 24 for 2.
Shaun Pollock claimed the key wicket, his third, when Lara edged onto his stumps, and it took a sensible partnership of 91 between Carl Hooper and Shivnarine Chanderpaul to put the innings back on track. Hooper at one stage cut loose with 4 glorious fours in 5 balls off Alan Donald, and all this despite the inconvenience of a strained groin. Chanderpaul's innings was more of an occupation, but he still hit 10 fours in his 74.
Way through mid-wicket, and I think he's timed it well enough for it to go to the boundary, indeed.
Oh, well, he'll get 4 runs, and that is bad luck for Alan Donald.
Nevertheless, Donald was the undoing of both men, finding Hooper's edge and then trapping Chanderpaul in front.
Donald makes the breakthrough.
LBW must be fine delivery there from Alan Donald. An inspired bowling change from Hansie Cronje.
A promising debut performance from David ter Brugge was rewarded with the wicket of Stuart Williams, who was only playing because Jimmy Adams had badly cut his hand on the flight over and he'd been sent home. Pollock took his wicket tally to 5 with the scalps of Nixon McLean and Curtly Ambrose on the second morning, although he also had 3 dropped return catches to rue. Still, Hansie Cronje would have been pleased to have kept the West Indies to 261, having lost the toss on a good pitch. And although Adam Bakker went for 1, a good partnership between Gary Kirsten and Jacques Kallis took South Africa past the 100.
And that'll bring Jacques Kallis 4 runs and take him to within 3 of a half-century.
However, the second day's headlines belonged to Courtney Walsh. The tireless 36-year-old took 4 for 48, adding the wickets of Kallis, Cullinan and later Pollock to that of Bakker, and in doing so became the leading test wicket taker for the West Indies, surpassing Malcolm Marshall's haul of 376. Although Cronje was an early casualty on the third morning for a patient 41, and Ridley Jacobs continued his good debut with a diving catch off Donald, South Africa was still able to claim a first innings lead of 7, thanks to a last-wicket partnership of 25 between Pat Simcox and ter Brugge.
Yeah, in fact, they'll get 4. He's got that one away. And 4. Well.
After a thunderstorm curtailed play on the third afternoon, South Africa moved into a strong position on the 4th morning. The plaudits again went to Pollock, who became the 4th quickest man to complete the double of 1,000 runs and 100 wickets in Test cricket. Lara's wicket, LBW to Donald for just 7, gave the bowlers added confidence, and the morning session saw 5 top-order wickets fall with only 80 on the board.
Oh, he goes.
Oh, he's caught.
Williams fell to ter Brugge again, and an uncharacteristically stodgy innings from Lambert was terminated by the wily Simcox.
That's well bowled. And what's the decision? Oh, he doesn't have to give one. He's off and gone. I say it was well bowled, it was very well caught.
Jacobs and Hooper responded to the crisis with a partnership of 68, Hooper coming in at 7 with a runner after missing the whole South African innings with his injury.
There it goes. There is a man at deep mid-wicket, but there isn't a man at long on. Driven hard through the covers, 4. Magnificent stroke.
But just when it looked like these two had negotiated the afternoon session without loss, both men fell on the same score. Hooper, LBW to Kallis, and Jacobs skying Simcox to mid-on for 42.
Oh, rash shots, and he's got his man. Now, that was actually great cricket.
Pollock returned to clean up as the last 3 West Indian wickets fell on 170. The last one of Walsh bringing Pollock his milestone.
And that's it, I think. Yes, it is. He's got there. Great bowling from Pollock.
Chasing 164 on the last day was never going to be easy for South Africa, and no one is better at exploiting any nerves in a batting side than Walsh and Ambrose. After 10 overs, it was 14 for 2 and game on.
Walsh strikes to back up Ambrose.
Keen to banish memories of their epic defeat in Barbados in 1992, as well as the failed run chase in their last test at Headingley, a clear batting strategy was adopted. Kallis dropped anchor at one end, whilst Daryl Cullinan and then Cronje chanced their arm at the other.
What a good shot. Very good shot. Another superb shot. It's quality batting, this. It really is. Pulled away by Cullinan and caught at the second attempt, which made it an even better catch.
A blinding catch by Stuart Williams stopped Cullinan in his tracks, and Cronje then had a let-off when Ambrose overstepped.
The no ball, but things are just not going West Indies' way at the moment. A good catch taken by Philo Wallace.
But the runs gradually came, cheered by a good last-day crowd, and despite the unpredictability of the wicket and some testing leg spin from Raul Lewis. Walsh caused a few extra flutters in the home dressing room when he dismissed Cronje with 40 runs still needed, but Kallis grew in confidence and saw his side home for a tense 4-wicket victory.
That'll be 2 at least. And Jacques Kallis is 50, his second of the match.
Well, there'll be some debate as who should be man of the match. Shaun Pollock, the likely recipient.
That's it. A runaway.
It had been a closely contested test match dominated by the bowlers, and it was little surprise when Pollock was awarded the man of the match ahead of Kallis for his 9 wickets at a cost of just 103.
South Africa have completed a very, very good win early in this 5-match test series.